Hey, I'm Jakesta, and today I wanted to do a quick little tutorial on how to fix an issue I've been having with Clone Hero. I recently been getting back into Clone Hero, and I installed the game from scratch using the launcher with a fresh settings file and everything. And I have had an issue where if I launch the game, there's just no audio at all. So I'm going to show you how to fix that, or at least how I fixed it. So first, I want to mention that Clone Hero does run itself as like an ALSA client. So you're going to want to make sure you have the proper packages installed for your audio backend. So if you're using Pipewire, make sure you have Pipewire ALSA installed. And if you're using Pulse Audio, make sure you got Pulse Audio ALSA installed. Those are the package names on Arch. They might be a little bit different on whatever distro you're using, but just make sure you have the ALSA packages related to whatever audio backend you're using. So just for a quick example, we're going to go ahead and launch the game here and kind of show you what's up. So as you can hear, or rather can't hear, there is no audio at all coming out. Right now in the main menu here, there's supposed to be sound auto playing. It chooses a random song, which is shown up here, and you should be able to hear it at this point, but we don't hear anything. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. So the file we're going to be editing today is in the config directory of your home directory. If you're using the Clone Hero launcher to install it, if you installed the game manually or through some other method, then the settings file should be wherever you installed the game files to, so you'll have to figure that out. But if you're using the Clone Hero launcher, we're going to be editing home.config Clone Hero launcher, which has spaces in it. So if you're typing this in a terminal, make sure you put some backslashes there to add the spaces, or just rename the directory. Game files settings.ini. So settings.ini is the file we want to edit here. So we're going to go ahead and jump down to the section labeled volume, and this is where we're going to want to mess with some stuff. The back end I just leave on 0, but the device is what we're going to want to change. By default, it should be set to -1, which means that it's going to choose your default device, but for whatever reason, this causes the game to not have any sound at all for me. So we're first going to look at the options you have for what devices numbers you can put here. There's two places we can look. If you do in a terminal, cat, which is just going to display the contents of a file, and then we're going to display proc a sound devices, and this is going to be a list of ALSA devices on your system. And basically what we're going to do is change where it says -1 in the settings file here to one of these devices here. And the number on the far left here is the device number that you're going to put in the settings file. The numbers in the brackets here, I believe, just label which sound card it is. So if you open another terminal and type in aplay-l, this will show you the cards themselves. So right here, if we see card 4, U192K, that's my audio interface, which is labeled as card 4. So down here where it says 4-0, I believe that means that it's card 4. And that would be number 24, 25, 26, 27. Now for me, just doing it like that, saying like, hey, my interface is card 4, put one of these in, that didn't work for me. It still produced no audio. Or rather, when I tried devices like number 24 here, and put that in the settings file, it would just show an error. I'll go ahead and show that error right now, just in case it happens to you as well. You kind of know what you're in for. As you can see, it says failed to initialize audio device. So I'm not sure exactly what causes that. I believe it might be due to my system already using that card through ALSA, and maybe it's like already bound, so it's not able to grab onto it the way it wants to. I'm not exactly sure, but if I use number 24 there, it doesn't show. It doesn't allow it to use the audio device. So what worked for me in my case was using device number 20, which is labeled in the A sound devices list as hardware dependent. So if I go ahead and change it to 20, that's the one that worked for me. I believe card number 1 there would be like my motherboard's audio interface, or like my motherboard's sound card. But yeah, you might have to just experiment and try a bunch of these out and figure out which one works. Like I said, for me, I thought it would have been one of these ones down here, but it ended up being number 20 that finally got me audio. So yeah, kind of mess with that, and I'd recommend trying one of the ones labeled as hardware dependent, because that's eventually what worked for me. So yeah, if we change that to device 20 and save that, we can go ahead and launch the game again. And give it a second. There's the sound rolling in. This is kind of an intro to a song, I guess. There we go. But as you can hear, there's audio coming through. It's auto playing a song in the top right. So yeah, now we have sound in Clone Hero, which is kind of an important part of the game. So yeah, I hope this helped you if you had a similar issue. And yeah, just go in the device settings here in settings.ini, just try out all these numbers and figure out which one works for you. If the first one you tried doesn't, just keep trying other ones. Try the ones labeled hardware dependent. And I wish you luck. It took me a minute to figure out what was happening here, and I finally got it figured out. So yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.